Well, hello and howdy ho everyone, Foxy Games here, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. In this episode, we are going to do a raid, at least the first set of raids for Shadowbringers. If you remember in the last episode, we did some dungeons just to get some things out of the way, and we learned some cool lore. Well, there's a lot of cool lore in these raids. I feel like they really could have been part of the main scenario quest, and I'm pretty sure Yoshi P probably wanted to, at least I've heard that before. Don't know how true it is, but you guys will get to judge that as we go in to the empty. Ah, Foxy, have you seen Ryne? She's been looking for you. Actually, it's been a while since we've seen Ryne. Wait here, I'll go and get her. There you are! The truth is, I need your help. Now, hold on, I haven't even told you what it is yet. After you defeated Emmett Selk, I sensed a strange concentration of light somewhere far to the south. In the empty, the lands that were once swallowed by the flood. I can't tell what it is, but we have to find out. For all we know, it might even be another Light Warden. But whatever it may be, I don't intend to stand by and watch. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Thancred, Ryne, and I have a few theories that we plan to test once we find whatever's causing this. The three of us were reluctant to ask for your help, considering everything that you've been through. The thing is, you're the only person who can defeat a Light Warden without becoming one yourself, so we have no choice. While we don't want to jump to conclusions, it would be a good idea to have you there just in case. So, will you come with us? Naturally. Let's see, I wouldn't have it either way, or perhaps we should let sleeping dogs lie. Well, Foxy has never been very passive. Thank you, Foxy. This means a lot. First of all, let's head to the Derrick and Amarang. Thancred and Ryne should have everything ready by now. Good timing, it's starting to rain. Let's get somewhere dry. Off to Amarang then, by the inn at Journey's Head. Hello, friends. Sorry to drag you all the way out here. I have a feeling you'll miss this place when you see where we're going next, though. 'Tis a blessing to see thee so hale. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on the way here. Nope, I flew right over them. I doubt they posed any sort of challenge to her. Would that I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. Even if the light that Ryne sensed turns out to be nothing of consequence, the empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that could survive out there is not to be trifled with. Moreover, it should be reiterated that the light-blasted wasteland poseth as severe a threat as any foe we might face. In any event, we are in agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though for lack of more precise means of navigation, we must needs rely on Ryne's innate abilities to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitute for first-hand observation. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the Sky Slipper ready, Thancred? Ready to take us wherever we need to go, aye. Back again too, maybe, if we ask it nicely. I love it. Though the light hath been expunged from Norvrant, the ambient ether of the empty is still corrupted. Dangerously so, in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis due to this imbalance that the empty remaineth utterly uninhabitable, even a century thereafter. That's why we're taking every possible precaution. Between the etherometers I've packed and Ryne's unique abilities, we should be able to detect and measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Crystarium scouts, a few days out there won't affect us to any noticeable degree, but much longer than that, and we risk becoming sin-eaters. Since we don't know how Chocobo and Amoros will fare out in the empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Mean, who found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it to working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said he'll have parts delivered from the Crystarium should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we bring back from the empty, even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure. I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by Mordsuk at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. Alright. Let's head out to the empty after a quick word. While I'm piloting and Ryne's navigating, you and Ryanje will be free to enjoy the view and engage in a rousing conversation. By that, I mean he can spend the whole time talking at you, while you nod in agreement. That is kind of his thing. Although the Flood of Light is believed to have expunged all traces of life from the empty, we must remain ever vigilant. We know not what we shall find. Well then, shall we? We shall. With a name like the Empty, I wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the land swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes, 'tis a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 9/10 of this world are as this, a sight all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness in Minfilia. Ryne, are you sure we're heading in the right direction? Yes, I'm certain. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Nothing for it but to keep going, then. You two back there might as well take a nap. I have a feeling we're a good few miles, we've a few good miles ahead of us. I have to say, it's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? No, it's waking up. I don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? No, I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. The first Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding the Flood of Light, to discover what set that terrible cataclysm in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point. Or single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is the first Sin Eater, the instigator of the Flood, the very foe Minfilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had, and won. But this abomination could undo her work. Aye, the possibility cannot be denied, though it is oft said that destruction and creation are but two sides of the same coin. Ryne, knowest thou of what I speak? The power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature. For what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia in Fae. A most auspicious title. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents, on the off chance, but pitching the damn things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? Literally saved the world, struggles to put up a tent. That would be me too, let's be honest. Oh, listen to that beautiful music. That beautiful Final Fantasy VIII overworld music. I love it. I love it. I love this love letter to Final Fantasy VIII. Though frequent rest may allay the symptoms of prolonged exposure to the empty's ambient ether, 'twould be unwise to linger here over long. Where's Thancred? Maybe he's scouting. I never realized that putting up tents could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Thancred should be back from scouting the area soon. Once he's here, we can plan our next move. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Gulgul in Mordsuk or Yal in Yulmore. Of course. I wonder what's taking Thancred so long. Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful. Not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully. There's not but barren plains in every direction, apart from Eden, obviously. I tried approaching it, and the brute didn't even seem to notice me. I thought it best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. We should act now before it's fully awake. Meaning what, exactly? When I think about the flood of light, I get the feeling that rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of ether. Of course, that meant that all the plants, animals, and people here could no longer survive. They must have crumbled to dust in the years since. But the ether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one that caused it, maybe it can get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now hold on a moment. What makes you think that's even possible? And how do you expect to control that kind of power? Ryne's aspirations may not be as preposterous as thou dost surmise. I believe Minfilia halted the Flood of Light's advance not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it. And in so doing, she hath gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now, the flame of hope burns on. Aye, as Minfilia's successor, it standeth to reason that Ryne doth possess the means to exert her will over Eden. But such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou, Foxy? I imagine this is easier said than done, or it would put Ryne's life at risk. Well, we're all putting our lives at risk out here. And restoring life to the empty would be a good thing indeed. Yes, you're probably right, but I have to try. Very well, Ryne. You've made up your mind. So, how do we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me that the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core. That giant Talos had a core too. Like a beating heart, it controlled the flow of ether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance. The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards as beacons, mayhap we could trace the ethereal flow to Eden's core, and in so doing, secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with a plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must first needs have Ryne study the entity's interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may directly communicate with Eden, and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You can really do that, Urianger? All credit is due to a dear friend, a gentle soul long departed who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning etherology. Moonbreeda's legacy lives on even today. Although I am certain she would be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging around its innards, for want of a better term. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps you had best lead the way, Foxy. It's true that she's the only one who can defeat a Light Warden, but I'd rather not rely on her any more than we have to. Yes, I haven't forgotten what happened when she absorbed too much light, but as Alice said, making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. Now I wish that we could put down wardens. I wish I could put down wardens myself, but the simple fact is I can't, and there's no point pretending I can. That's why I'm asking Foxy. Then perhaps I could... You already have a job to do, remember? The only reason this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need you to concentrate on the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, you'll have to keep an eye on Eden itself. If we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of there. Are you sure you want to go through with this? This is for the best, or for lack of any better plans, this one will have to do. No, this is what I do best. I won't let you down. Although we will remain here, Ryne and I shall do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal stream. After thou hast breached the exterior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades at the Crystarium. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear they may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. How do we even know that Eden has an interior that you can get into? Oh well. Alright. We can now enter Eden's Gate Resurrection. But let's speak with everybody really quick first. Oof, I imagine trying to get a fire started out here is a pain. I can't get this bloody thing lit. It must be because the ether has stopped flowing just as Ryne said. Though if this plan of hers in Urianger's actually works, we might have to stop calling this place the Empty. Maybe eventually. Ah, the sun rises. There really is, like, a sorrowful beauty to this place. Like, yes, it's all ether blasted, but... man. The teleportation apparatus hath been calibrated successfully, and I believe the probability of irreversible disintegration to be relatively low. Oh, that's comforting, Ryne. We're ready when you are, Foxy. All right. We shall use the duty finder to enter Eden's Gate Resurrection. Be careful! Huge amounts of ether are rushing to the core. Wait, what's that? The Keeper of Knowledge, Eden Prime. Alright. Oh. Turn on Iron Will, and let's do this. Looks like our other paladin's taking the helm. We'll go ahead and let him. Or not. As you can see, Eden hits quite hard. Oh, by the way, you don't want to touch the edge of this room. The floor is death on the very edge. I'm not sure why. Oh yes, we're going dimension hopping. Welcome to wherever the hell this is. Perhaps we're in the rift. Oh shit, that was dumb of me. And we're going back. We're going to need to take 2 different ads now. Alright. As it turns out, Eden's actually fucking huge. Down they go, but Eden's not done with us yet. It's positioned itself below us. And Final Fantasy VIII fans, enjoy the show. Why yes, we did just survive being blasted into another galaxy, literally and figuratively. It's such a spectacle, and I love it. It's so ridiculous that it's awesome. I love Final Fantasy VIII. It's also the only Final Fantasy where you could summon a train to smash into your enemies. If somebody would limit break, that would be awesome. There it is. Oh, not quite. Eden moved away too quickly. Down she goes. Now this is only the defense system, obviously. We did not just kill Eden proper. Rather, an aspect of Eden itself. Alright. Looks like most people are gone, so have a random command. Also, you want to roll on as many of these as you can, because you get gear with them. And I think they removed the limits for how many you can get. Alright, we got 1, which is perfectly fine. Alright. Oh yeah, does touching this Ethernet shard do anything? It would be best to consult Ryne and Thancred before attempting to use the Ethernet shard. Good idea. They're the etherologists here, not me. Though we anticipated some form of resistance, I did not foresee Eden generating a smaller replica of itself. To think that a mere fraction of its power could manifest such a powerful adversary is frightening indeed. That it is. It seems that we'll have to wait for the ether within Eden to stabilize before we can all teleport to the core. Okay, makes sense. Didn't stop my friends and I. It seems that Thancred's prediction about there being some sort of guardian was right. Thankfully, it was nothing you couldn't handle. And I'm glad to say that you haven't absorbed any light either. So far, so good. Now that the way is clear, the Ethernet shards can send us to the core and back whenever we need. Why don't we give them a try? Well, that sounds like fun. Let's go ahead and do it. Right where we were before. It's significantly calmer than it was. Standing around and waiting is hardly my forte, though I dare say I'm more suited to this than whatever Ryne's doing. What is Ryne doing? Though the apparatus is now in place, a number of minute adjustments must needs be made before attempting to assert control over Eden. Once Ryne has activated the device, it's my turn. Alright. Shit, I don't know. The time hath come, Ryne. Watch over me, Minfilia. Is this supposed to happen? Eden is offering considerable resistance. Not now. Not when I'm so close. Oh dear. Ryne! I am unharmed, but what of Ryne? No! You listen to me! Ryne, be careful! Well, we've woken it up. The beast's fury has subsided. For now. Well, I'm glad that's over, but for how long? It worked. I'm in control now, I think. You think? Although I'm now linked to Eden, I still need to figure out how to give it commands. Pray tell, what caused it to convulse so violently? It must have been when Eden rose into the air. I'm still struggling to stop it from drifting too far from the camp. Even now, thou art... Ryne, what's going on? Something above us. Something's coming this way. An enemy. But how dost thou... could it be a Sin Eater? I can't see them clearly, but... No, that's impossible. What is it? They're inside, too. Lots of them trying to reach the core. Uninvited guests, eh? If I'd known they were coming, I would have tidied the place up. Japes are a poor substitute for a viable stratagem. In that case, I suggest you and I deal with the ones who are already inside. And Foxy can welcome our airborne adversary. Acting like I can fly. Ryne, find out if Eden has any defenses we can make use of. Preferably ones that don't recognize us as the enemy. I'm not sure about that, but I can use the ether currents to send you wherever you need to go. That's my girl. Alright everyone, we've got work to do. From what I can tell, Eden is able to form simple structures by redirecting ether, so I'll try to give you something to stand on. When you're ready, head for that portal over there. Let's go swat some flies. Eden's Gate descent is now accessible. We are just rapid-firing these, oh, what's the word? We're rapid-firing these dungeons, it would seem. Come on, Eden, show me what you can do! And that it shall. Let's go to Eden's Gate descent. Well, it looks like that something has landed. Antithesis Manifest. Voidwalker. Alright. Let's do this, fellow paladin. Wow, your armor looks awesome. I'll let him take a few hits before I lay in. Do not be in the path of those flying void descent thing. Alright, boss is now casting Spell in Waiting. This is going to delay the effects of any spells that she casts. These people don't seem to understand that. Alright, it's fine. Basically, once that timer runs out is when the spell pops. It does give you some extra time to get in there and damage her. At the same time, you have to be cognizant of when that timer expires. Luckily for this one, most people will benefit from just being in the middle. Oh yes, don't get shoved off the edge by this, please. Like they almost did, wow. Watch out for the evil bacon strip in the middle. And so far she has not used her tank buster. Oh, here comes her tank buster, finally. Yeah, it hits both tanks. A unique little tank buster. She only got to use it once as far as I observed. Which is odd, she usually uses it more often. Oh well. We have taken down the Voidwalker. Also, I'm pretty sure that monster is a reference to Final Fantasy VIII as well. It's like a Void Scent version of Elverette. Pretty cool. Most people have left. We'll roll need on all of this lovely tradable stuff down here and hope that we get enough for a piece of gear. Hello, friends. Foxy! Thank goodness you're unharmed. Yeah, I'm good. We came as soon as we took care of our unwanted guests. They were a stubborn bunch and quite unlike anything I've seen here in the first. Uh-oh. No! I won't let you! Damn the light! Damn you all! Who are you? What do you want? Why am I here? What is happening? She's alive, but there's something strange about her ether. She didn't seem too pleased with Ryne taking control of Eden, which may be what caused her to appear out of the blue. Beyond that, it's anyone's guess. 'Tis plain she is not a sin-eater, not even in part as Vothri was. Yet this knowledge does little to assuage my fears, for she is nonetheless possessed of a power most terrible. Someone with control over the void, no less. On the other hand, if she's feeling cooperative, she might be able to tell us more about Eden. I'll keep an eye on her until she wakes up. There's no telling what will happen when she does, but I'll make it clear that we mean her no harm. Well, no further harm at the very least. Obviously, it's not a good idea to bring her inside Eden. It's likely that reaching the core was her aim from the outset, so I'll take her to the camp. Now that things have settled down, I should try to get back inside. I should get back inside and try strengthening my link to Eden. Well, that was an interesting little exchange. Who is this mystery woman in armor? I have yet to discover the means by which the exterior was breached, though it would appear that the fiends that Thancred and I slew were of a similar nature to those led by thine own adversary. Void-sent, in other words. Yes, not sin-eaters. They're opposite. Although I had my hands full trying to control Eden, I caught a glimpse of your battle. That power. I've never seen anything like it. Right, they don't know what the Void is on the first. They've never seen Void-sent before. During the Mage quest line, you know, the Caster DPS quest line, they expressed that they had no idea what the Void was, or that anything existed like it. What thou witnessed was the tearing of the very fabric of reality, the creation of a rift through which Void-sent may enter. But pray tell, Ryne, didst thou make any other observations? What are you doing over there, and why? I couldn't sense any light at all in that girl or her servants. And I can't really explain how, but she reminded me of Emmett Selk. Though I think it's unlikely she is an Ascian, she may yet be thrall to Zodiark. Maybe we'll be able to find out more once she's woken up. In the meantime, I'll try to improve my control over Eden. It seems to be listening more than before, instead of screaming at me like it was in the beginning. And that's not all. I've made an exciting discovery. Oh-ho. Fuck it. Determination all the way, I guess. Mayhap Eden hath imparted unto Ryne some manner of ancient knowledge. Well, that would be nice. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, this is only the beginning. And we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead. But pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works. And therefore the true nature of the flood of light. Yes, it affected the balance of all the ether in the empty, shifting it so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. The power to tip the scales. And to tip them back again. That's what Eden does. It controls the balance of ether over a wide area, forcing it from one alignment to the other. Left alone, it still poses a threat, but if I can harness its power, I think I could use it to breathe life back into the empty. The trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. And if I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good. Thou needst not bear this burden alone, Ryne, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awakening that which lies dormant. All things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony, without which life cannot prosper. So, what shall we do? A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it will require further discussion. For the time being, let us return to the camp. 'Twould be remiss of us not to involve Thancred. That's true. We'll see how our mystery woman is doing. Well, Eden is now in flight. I'm curious to know what connection that girl has to Eden. If only she'd told us a bit more before she collapsed. Speaking of, I'm assuming she's in one of the tents. Still sleeping soundly, I'm afraid. If I'd known that she'd take so long to come around, I'd have brought a good book or two to pass the time. Not much else to do out here, but wait. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method by which we may see this world restored. Urianger, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. Were we only able to effect change over one small region at a time, it would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation. One at a time. I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others. For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we rebalance the ether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty. But what's to prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing a disaster of some sort? It must needs be contained. The question is, how? Foxy, indulge me a moment, if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye? Surely not. Mayhap thou art afeard to utter the fateful word, for even to speak the name primal is to invite misfortune. Though invite it we must. As the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Louisoix once did on the fields of Carteneau. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the ether into a deiform entity, which must be subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion. So, defeat it, in other words. But is that even possible? I break my fast on primals, or it's either that or being torn to shreds, or to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I can. Oh, of course we can. We kill literal gods. These literal gods. Lest thou forget, 'twill be no more than an approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities, Foxy. As do I. Though it might help to have some idea of what you will be up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area to the west of Norvrant was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flood of light reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event she becometh agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Are you sure it's wise to leave Thancred out here? Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught up in yet another one of Oriange's madcap schemes. Though come to think of it, if the creature you must fight is born from your own memories and imagination, why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. I think leaving Thancred out here is a bad idea, considering he's already pretty vulnerable to changes in his ether due to his time in the lifestream. Ryne's acquitted herself well in this whole Eden business, but I think she needs to slow down a little. We're in no hurry, after all. Well, you might not be, but I'm eager to get you guys home. Leviathan is the ideal candidate to embody the element of water. Be warned that the circumstances of said summoning differ greatly from that of the primal encountered in the source, and the results are difficult to predict. Eden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Great. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can dry out the water aspected ether. The rest is up to you, Foxy. Memories of Leviathan come flooding back. Ha, get it? Eden's Gate inundation is now accessible. When you're ready, I'll have Eden teleport you there. It would appear that the summoning was a success, though Leviathan hath yet to reveal himself. Well, let's not keep our old serpent friend waiting. To inundation, for great justice. Hello, friend. It's been a while, hasn't it? You're looking rather two-faced. Well, alright. Leviathan has two heads. Oh well. I suppose I'll main tank. That's the exact reason why I was standing over there and not straight in front of the boss. Okay, very quickly you must move and avoid being washed away. And thankfully, we're already in the right position. Alright, here comes a tidal wave. We are going to want to move toward this. And then stay in the middle. we've got some breathing room again. Another tsunami. From where? Oh no, right. Tsunami is his ultimate. Thankfully, it didn't do much. Okay, I need to move away from everybody with this marker. Very good. Then we have to move back in immediately. Then everybody needs to spread. And finally, one more tsunami marker. Very good. Okay, pay attention and stay away from that. Get away, dude, get away. That hurts. And there went half the group. Oh no, I thought everybody died. And down goes Leviathan. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. Very nicely done. Well, he was more challenging than the original Leviathan. Let's commend one of our lovely healers. And also roll need on all of these things because, well, we do need them. We need better gear. My item level has gone up significantly, though. I'm currently sitting at 471. Urianche? A most emphatic victory, Foxy. Unfortunately, we cannot yet be certain if the ether is behaving as predicted. We shall soon see, I suppose. That was incredible! Is that what a primal looks like? More or less. Oh, not quite the same then, but why is that? The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Sahagin, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deiform entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Foxy's experience as a Leviathan, and may have been influenced by recollections of other water-aspected beings, leading to further discrepancies. Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. How goes it? If you finish slaying your primal or whatever it is, I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you want to see. What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. Well, perhaps we're seeing some results. Foxy, look! By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. I never thought that a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. And we're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you, Foxy. Ah, we can handle it. Lovely stuff, isn't it? A big blue crystal that looks a lot like rock candy and makes me want some rock candy. You know, when I first heard of Ryne's plan, I didn't know what to expect. But then that enormous crystal appeared and water came gushing forth and, well... He's not all hot air, just a lot of it, that's all. Such a profound transformation, though the change appeareth to be limited to an area no more than a few moms in diameter. Perhaps it's just getting started. I think this proves that the water aspect of ether is no longer lying dormant, so which element should we realign next to Ryne? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that! Forests in the empty! But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal, not at all like your usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Ryne, perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I wait here, wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. Well, it's not like they're sentient. I was trying to say sentient and sapient at the same time. If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. This is true. Let's get back in there. We've got work to do. It's good to see that everything she's been through has lit a fire in Ryne. Once more unto the empty, dear friend. Thou art prepared, I presume? Oh yeah, we're ready. Now before we embark on our journey, there is one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Norvrant, which was once home to the great Mount Atlas. And for the earth-aspected primal we wish to invoke, what could be a more fitting choice than Titan? I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? He's worshipped by the kobolds or the landslides. The landslides. It seems like you had a rather traumatic experience. Truthfully, we didn't, but it's funny. But if our last battle is anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that Foxy remembers, yes? Aye, 'twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experiences will avail thee not, I fear. Alright, Foxy. Once you're ready, we'll be on our way. It took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Foxy? Memories of Titan come tumbling back. And hopefully I don't go tumbling down because this fight is one of my worst. Not even joking. But we're going in all the same. Let's hope I don't make an absolute fool of myself. Remember, the primal will almost assuredly be vastly different from that which thou didst lay low in the source. The terrain around here seems a bit rough, but Eden can give you something more level to stand upon. Very good. Well, let's get this over with. If the original Titan is you, this is the guy that she tells you not to worry about. God, his design is ridiculous. I love it and I hate it in equal parts. Let's see if we can do this without getting me knocked off the edge. Well, I did try to taunt off him because he has physical vulnerability now, but oh dear, one of the healers is already dead. This fight is not easy. I'm pretty sure it's still not easy. Oh. You see, there's so many pushback mechanics that I can't remember them all. Oh yeah, remember that old meme Thanos car? Well, this is Titan car. He's literally driving an ATV. Also, I just realized this other tank's name is Flaccid Snake. Oh, and everybody's dying. Alright, directly in front, and then move out. Okay. I'm not dumb, I swear. I'm just forgetful. This fight is just movement, the fight. If you don't know your movement, then you cannot win this fight. Or at the very least, you can't contribute. Somebody will do it. Just not you. And I feel for the people who are confused by this fight, because for so long I was just not able to do it at all. There was too much going on. There's still too much going on for my stupid shit brain. And the thing is, there's really nothing to it once you have all that in your head and are able to think like an intelligent human being, unlike me. Because you see, we've got him. And we did it pretty flawlessly this time. Well, hey, we did it. And it only took one wipe. And that does it for Eden's Gate. We'll do the follow-up, and then we'll finish up the episode. Well fought, Foxy. Well fought indeed. That thou were able to triumph over this avatar of primordial rage is testament to thy puissance. I don't know what puissance means, but thanks. Also, that is one neat outfit. This hood, though. I mean, I recognize what this is. We'll get into that later, but... Welcome back. You must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. Yeah, when he climbed on a fucking ATV. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? He never stood a chance against me. Or, yes, if I put one foot wrong, I would have fallen to my doom. Yeah, but that was easy. This... I guess it's easy if you've done it a lot. Well, having seen the way you fight, I can believe that. But more importantly, you've defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we've made this time. I don't know if I'm picking the right materia, but we'll find out. Well, now it's lemon flavored. Did we really do all this? It's a lot less white. Aye, 'twould appear that balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet... The transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond the lake doth remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falls short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. And this place is an oasis now. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty have undergone comparable alterations. Then the ether will spread out from these points to cover the rest of... Oh dear. Ryne! She's exhausting herself. Are you alright? Perhaps asserting her will over Eden hath taken its toll. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do. Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Ryne, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth hath been restored, continued exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. You have their best intentions at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from people I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. Ryne sure made a habit of it. It seems to me that Ryne isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our sleeping beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Foxy could go on ahead and have a word with them in Murdsuk, we'll catch up with you once Ryne has finished whatever it is he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come for Ryne and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Ryne. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can. And to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Ryne is possessed of a natural affinity for etherology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Though come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, Foxy, you'd better take the Sky Slipper with Ryne. It's true she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. If you insist. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Amarang. You two are like Ryne's gay dad couple or something. It's great. We'll have to decide whether it's worth posting Crystarium guards to watch over Eden while we're gone. As there is little risk of our camp being ransacked, it may be left unattended in our absence. Yeah, I don't think anyone's coming out here. See you soon, Eden. Let's go talk to Ryne. It seemed like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Nah, you're good. Well, if you say so. I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take first shift piloting, or shall I? Well, go ahead and fly. Phew! I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I've no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Urianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was just scared of what we'd find. Understandable. But now that we found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear she's not a monster. She's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, to find out who she is and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Foxy? If Alphino were here, he'd talk things through with her. If even Emmett Selk had his reasons, we should at least hear her out. Or there's not much we can do until she's awake. I'm gonna go with the middle option. Seems the most relevant, really. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we'd been able to come to an understanding, things wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope that she is nothing like Emmett Selk, but we won't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see Urianger's errands. The people were on our way to meet lent us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Google, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the ones we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Ryne, what a relief it is to see you. Returned and unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Foxy, I'd like you to meet Lurie. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Foxy. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. I agree. We've done a lot of good in a short amount of time here. I see. Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Ryne and Foxy until we know more. While I appreciate you telling me, even if it is too soon to be sure, I'm the one watching over her after all. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it is not true. Oh, fascinating. Alright. Now, while we do have the next Eden quest available to us, we are not going to take it just yet. We're going to give Eden a little bit of a break while we continue on the main story quest. And that means we're going to head into the next episode. I am spacing things out a little bit just to make sure that I have the correct item levels and that things proceed at a decent pace. For this is still current content for the next 9 days or so. 8 days now by my reckoning. So it is going to be layered a little bit differently from my previous episodes. So anyway, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.